announced that Bad Bunny is going to be this year's halftime show at the Super Bowl, and I have so many questions as to why. First of all, this individual doesn't have any songs in English, so why is he performing in America? He should be performing at the Mexican football halftime show, not the American football halftime show. Second of all, this man hates our president and advocates for the downfall of civilization. He wants us all to be eaten by sharks on the 4th of July. That's why people dress as sharks for his concerts, because it's a cult. And that's why he used part of the theme song for Jaws on one of his songs. His songs are disgusting and anti-American, and he should get his green card removed and be sent back to where he came from. So be careful, everyone, because the left doesn't always use violence to attack. Sometimes they use subversion of culture. So stay awake.
So today I want to talk about the Latin artist Bad Bunny. And according to the Instagram account Being Black is Lit, it says Jay-Z on having Bad Bunny headline the Super Bowl halftime show. What Benito has done and continues to do for Puerto Rico is truly inspiring. We are honored to have him on the world's biggest stage. Now, I found out about this early this morning, and a lot of people, or I guess a lot of Americans, weren't happy about this, and I don't really understand why. But I wanted to go over some of the comments. First comment says, feels weird that he boycotted America for his world tour on principle and then goes ahead to perform at the most American respectable available in media. Second comment says, Jay-Z gotta do better. Nothing against Bunny, but he can do better. Third comment says, they'll deport him afterward. Fourth comment says, dear racist people, Spanish is an American language and the second most spoken language in the United States. Puerto Rico is an American territory and Puerto Ricans are American. Let's get with the time. Next comment says, now we gotta see him kiss his male backup dancers on the world stage. I'll pass. Next comment says, ICE has entered the group chat. Next comment says, while I don't listen to Bad Bunny, having him do the Super Bowl is epic. And knowing just how furious the people will be sitting there, not understand a dang word. Next comment says, I guess I gotta go listen to his music now, 'cause I never heard of him. And that woman right there, she is from the UK, so I guess in the UK they don't listen to Bad Bunny. Next comment says, why are Americans upset about an American headline the Super Bowl? Next comment says, people are upset about him performing, but I feel like our Latinos and Latinas deserve to be in the spotlight. After all, Rico is a part of the U.S. and representation is important. Next comment says, the whole show needs to be in Spanish. The fact that people don't know Puerto Rico is U.S. territory is wild to me. Comment says, please let him do the whole show in Spanish and add Daddy Yankee, please. Piss these white folks off. Somebody said, what y'all mad at now? They have to switch it up every year. Last year was hip-hop, now Latin. Next year will be pop, then back to hip-hop. It's not that serious. He will bring out Cardi for I Like It Like That. He's done more for Puerto Rico than Jay has for Brooklyn. I'm excited. I know he's going to kill it. Yeah. And there's more comments coming. But ever since last week, I have noticed that they kept changing the artists. Like they didn't know who was going to headline the Super Bowl, because last week I heard that it was supposed to be Adele, but Adele, she didn't want to do it. And then after that they claimed that it was going to be Miley Cyrus, but Miley Cyrus reneged too. And then, and I can't remember if anybody else, but I know that they wanted Adele and Miley Cyrus. But really, for me, I can't really see Adele doing it, even though I like Adele and her music. But I don't see her headlining the Super Bowl because most of the time they want like performers, and she does a lot of ballads and stuff, and it's like sad, slow love songs and whatnot. So I don't really think nobody wanna hear that. Usually they want a performer, like they want an artist that's gonna get the crowd hyped and pumped up. So I feel like Bad Bunny would be perfect because Bad Bunny is very talented, and he makes good music. He makes good music, and I don't understand why Americans are upset about this because he's like one of the baddest Puerto Ricans in the world. He is known worldwide, and he's like one of the hottest artists from Puerto Rico at the moment. And unlike most Latino artists, like artists like J Lo, Shakira, Ricky Martin, like Latin artists like them, they sung in both English and Spanish. So if somebody were to ask them to headline the Super Bowl, of course they wouldn't mind because they do have songs in English where at least the Americans can understand. But a lot of people seem to forget that Puerto Ricans are American. Okay, Puerto Rico is like it's a territory, and like Spanish is like literally one of the second spoken language in the United States. I know that a lot of Americans, they don't want to claim Spanish, unlike Canada. Canada has two official language for their country, which is English and French. And I feel like both English and Spanish should be the official language for the United States. But of course, America doesn't want to claim the Spanish language. But it makes sense because Latinos are like 18% of the population. And so it's not really shocking. I know a lot of Americans, they don't like to claim it. They don't like to claim Hispanics, and they don't really care for the Latino community. And I will say that when it comes to Puerto Ricans, like Puerto Ricans are like the only Americans. Bad Bunny said it's an honor for him to do it, and he's gonna do it for his culture. And I know he's gonna, turn it out. And I know he's gonna do a good job because he's very talented and he has great music. And I know that one thing I'm worried about is that I know that most of his music is in Spanish. And I know a lot of Americans are going to have a problem with it because a lot of Americans, they don't like listening to music that's not in English. And most of Bad Bunny's music is in Spanish. And even as a Spanish speaking American, he's gotten really, really far. And he is proof that you do not have to make songs in English to, get ahead or be popular. And I don't know if he's ever going to make music in English one day. He doesn't really need to, but I feel like he's doing fine just singing in Spanish. And let's be honest, when he first came out, he was doing reggaeton and Latin trap, and he actually made Latin trap popular because before he came out, most Latinos wasn't really into trap or doing trap like that, but he made it popular, and now Latin trap has become a thing. And people call him the king of Latin trap, and rightfully so, because he started the whole Latin trap thing and he made Latin trap popular. And just like somebody said in the comment section, it's good to change things, like last year they had like it started like each year, like somebody said, they like to change it up, because I remember back in I think 2020 they had Shakira and J Lo headlined the Super Bowl, and they brought out J Balvin and Bad Bunny that year. And after that they did somebody from pop. I think it was The Weeknd, and I don't really remember like who performed for the Super Bowl each year, but I know that after that they did do hip hop back to back. Like one year they brought 50 Cent out, and he had brought out Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, and I think Dr. Dre. Then the next year they brought out Usher. Usher, he's kind of like pop and R&B, I guess. But then after Usher, they asked Kendrick Lamar to headline, and he headlined this year. And really, I'm not a fan of Kendrick Lamar, but I still watch it. It's like, for me, I don't really care for the Super Bowl. I'm not really into sports like that. I watch it because I want to watch who's ever going to perform that year. And I would say that I think that Kendrick Lamar's performance was pretty good. And I know that his performance also made a lot of, white Americans mad. It was like too woke and too pro-black and whatnot. I feel like the same thing might happen for Bad Bunny too. Like, I feel like a lot of Americans probably going to be upset about Bad Bunny performing because most of his songs are in Spanish, and Americans don't like to listen to music that is in a different language. So I say let him do it. Let him do it. It's like, as a proud Latina myself, I said I'm here for it, and I hope, it goes well. I'm going to be watching.
So it was just brought to my attention in an urgent briefing that the Super Bowl, which is of course a very sacred tradition in our country, probably the most watched thing on TV, except for when I speak, of course. But I was just informed that in one of the most offensive and radical left and anti-Christian, also, don't forget that, moments in our country, the halftime show of our next Super Bowl will be done by I can't believe I'm saying this, Bad Bunny, okay? Now, what I've been told, we have intel briefings. This is a person from the Mexican city of Puerto Rico, okay? And already I have a problem with that, okay? It's the American Super Bowl where we crown a world champion. And to have somebody from the Mexican province or town or whatever of Puerto Rico, which has produced some, there's been some good things from Puerto Rico. We're friends. We're sort of allies, I think, with Puerto Rico. But this is going too far. This is sort of a desecration of our sacred traditions. And not to mention, we already...
The Department of Homeland Security announced that there will be ICE agents at the Super Bowl, and this is coincidentally after Latino artist Bad Bunny was announced to be the headliner for the Super Bowl halftime show. And this is exactly why Bad Bunny did not have any U.S. tour dates for his tour, because he did not want this to happen. They're literally proving his point. And it's like their hatred, their vitriol, the racism that they have for brown people, especially brown people that speak Spanish, is so deep that you're doing things that don't make sense, because Puerto Ricans are Americans, pendejos. They really hate to believe that Bad Bunny is just as American as the maggots. But the thing is, if you're mad that Bad Bunny's American, then be mad at the U.S. for invading into Puerto Rico in 1898. Be mad at the U.S. for being colonizers and making Puerto Rico U.S. territory. So because the administration doesn't like that, a brown Spanish-speaking person, the same type of people that they target every single day to get out of this country, is going to have the biggest performance in the country, being the halftime performer. They're going to have ICE at the show. Mind you, like I said, Puerto Ricans are Americans, so you're having ICE target Americans. Because realistically, what illegal immigrants have the money to go to a Super Bowl? Most American citizens can't even afford to go to a Super Bowl. I bet you majority, if not all, the ICE agents can't even afford to go to the Super Bowl themselves. And you think that an illegal immigrant has $10K for a seat? Be so for real. I feel like they're announcing that they're basically using Bad Bunny as bait by having ICE agents at the Super Bowl, knowing that a lot of Latinos are going to come in support of Bad Bunny. I feel like they're announcing this to try to deter Bad Bunny from doing the performance, which I hope he doesn't not do it. I hope that his entire set is in Spanish. I hope that he has Puerto Rican banderas all over the place. I hope he has Puerto Rican culture all over the stage. I hope that he has Afro-Puerto Ricans from Loíza on stage. Like, I want it to be Puerto Rican as hell. To show to the maggots that no matter how hard they try, that they can never break el espíritu de los Latinos. Like, no matter what, they will never break our spirit. That we will still stand tall despite the fact that they hate us and don't want us here. Because all of this is just hateration and them being jealous and mad. The fact that he is a Spanish-speaking American person that they can't deport, and he's going to have the biggest stage by being the Super Bowl halftime performer. They are so mad at the fact that the main people that they hate, they're gonna have to look on TV. And heavy on the look on TV, because as much ish as they're talking, they know they're gonna hate watch and make the show the most viewed halftime show of all time. The fact that they're like, why can't we have a country artist? Because the world doesn't like country. You like country. The world loves Bad Bunny, period.
They're not doing this because they're trying to call ICE on Bad Bunny. They're very well aware that Bad Bunny's an American citizen. He's from Puerto Rico. It's U.S. territory, right? That's not why they're doing this. They're doing this because they know every single demographic that is Hispanic, every walk of life that is Hispanic, Cuban, Dominican, Mexican, follow me, Venezuelan, all of them love them some Bad Bunny, and they will be attending that Super Bowl to see him perform. They're gonna have a large ICE presence to snatch up everybody else that ain't Puerto Rican. So if you ain't Puerto Rican and you attending that Super Bowl, just be on your P's and Q's, have all your paperwork ready on you if you're not born in the United States of America, because they're going for everybody. And if you are born in the United States of America and you got proof of that, they still gonna try to discriminate against you. So if you got a lawyer, have that number on decky. Something tells me after that Super Bowl performance, it's gonna get real wicked out there.
Donald Trump telling Bad Bunny if he performs at the Super Bowl, he will have ICE agents waiting on him. Has to be one of the most comic relief moments of 2025, because at this point, he just doing shit. Now listen, I understand cleaning up the streets of DC, Chicago, and other places where it's a high crime rating. But the Super Bowl, out of all places, ICE at the Super Bowl is outrageous. But at this point, I will take anything besides another Kendrick Lamar weak-ass performance. What he gonna do next? If you got dreads or waves and score more than 2 touchdowns, your child support gets increased? I don't know why they keep playing with that man. Y'all know he unhinged. And y'all know he mean what he say. So I advise y'all to tread lightly. Gonna have them ICE agents waiting outside that building all day like scarecrows.
Bad Bunny, really? The NFL never ceases to amaze me, and what a fucking slap in the face to Americans.
Wow, the MAGA snowflakes are having MAGA meltdowns all over the internet about this.
A man who is anti-American, anti-Trump, and anti-ICE.
Sounds like a smart man.
To headline their Super Bowl show. This isn't a bold, inclusive moment. This is a political grenade hand-tossed into the living room of every single American family who decides to watch it.
This is how clueless y'all are. You realize the Super Bowl is aired in over 100 countries worldwide. So millions of families will be watching it and will be enjoying it, while y'all are crying about it.
So let's clear up a few things. This is his only U.S. performance. Banned all other tour stops in the United States because he feared ICE, but he was born in Puerto Rico.
You realize he did that not for himself, right? He was worried about his fans going to his concerts and being harassed by ICE. He turned down hundreds of millions of dollars because of that. Again, he sounds like a great guy.
He only sings in Spanish. He doesn't perform any English songs, which last I checked, the first language here is English. And yet the NFL thinks that he is a safe bet. No, that's poking a hornet's nest.
I know. Y'all were hoping for a Jason Aldean or Kid Rock. But Bad Bunny is one of the most popular, if not the most popular artist in the entire world. So this was a very smart decision for a brand, the NFL, that is wanting to go worldwide. Why don't y'all just boycott the NFL for the 19th time?
So the NFL has announced that Bad Bunny is going to be the headliner for the halftime show at the Super Bowl. Okay, I'm scared. I guess I'm not surprised. I mean, given their actions in the past with kneeling and all that, but I'm so done. I wonder if Taylor Swift had anything. Is she friends with Bad Bunny? I don't even know. Happy Monday.
Hey, Christine, I'm sorry you're so frightened by seeing a man in a dress who speaks Spanish. I know. Very scary stuff. You know, it's amazing what makes the top 5 of scariest things in America to a Trump supporter. You think at some point you guys would focus on something that matters, but nope. Too busy being worried about paper straws, trans people, war-torn Portland, Oregon, and Tylenol. But Christina, it makes perfect sense why the NFL would pick Bad Bunny to perform at the NFL halftime show. He's one of the biggest recording artists in the world, and it's a great way for them to reach out to new markets. So I'm sorry it troubles you so deeply, but you always have the option to turn off the TV during the halftime show and get out your coloring books and do some self-soothing. Or you could just grow up and realize it's really not the end of the world. Okay? Okay, either way. All right, good luck.
Baby, a Trump advisor said that ICE will be waiting at the Super Bowl when Bad Bunny performs. If that just so happens to be true, I want y'all to show the fuck out. Beat they ass like piñatas.
Well, folks, the MAGA influencers have found their new thing to be angry about, and no, it's not their cult leader doing something stupid, it's something entirely pointless. If you haven't seen it yet, Bad Bunny has been announced as the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show, and this has already sent MAGA into a spiral. For example, Benny Johnson said, "This is Bad Bunny. He was announced as the halftime show. He's a massive Trump hater, anti-ICE activist, knows songs in English." Sounds pretty great. He even canceled his entire US tour for the reason effing ICE could be outside my concert, and it's something we were talking about and are very concerned about. The NFL is self-destructing year after year. My point stands. He sounds fantastic. And of course, he's not a boring white guy like Kid Rock, so Republicans just don't like him. It's also been very funny to watch the different MAGA accounts post photos of Bad Bunny like this, implying that he's not a real man or that he's feminine or whatever. And the same dudes making these arguments are the same guys sitting in their basement right now with Cheeto dust all over their keyboard. They're also the same people who would kill for the opportunity to date people that Bad Bunny has dated in the past. I mean, Kendall Jenner, for example. So in case you're interested in what the MAGA guys are focused on today, it's probably this.
And Donald Trump just said that he's gonna fucking deport Bad Bunny at the motherfucking Super Bowl. Who the fuck is gonna tell him? Puerto Rico is a part of America. This is our president.
That's it. That's all I have to say for this video. Please comment and tell me what you think about the video. Do you agree that Bad Bunny is the right choice, or do you think that they should pick somebody else? Please tell me what you think. Don't forget to like and hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.